Welcome to John Eats Cheap. Have you heard about these dollar ribeye steaks they have at Dollar Tree? $1, and it's a ribeye steak. Now they're 3.5 ounces, so they are small. I tried one once just as a steak, and it's a dollar steak. It's pretty thin, but I thought, you know what, we can make something nice with that. You get the cheap day-old Jimmy John's French loaf for 49 cents. Add the dollar ribeye, slice it up, add a little onion, some cheese whiz. That's a Philly cheesesteak sandwich, authentic, with John Eats Cheap. We're going to get these ribeyes, these $1 ribeye steaks, out of the package, and we're going to cut them up a little bit, get them ready to make some Philly cheesesteaks. Now my son has been to Philadelphia for work, so he's had the authentic, and there they don't call them Philly cheesesteak, they just call them cheesesteaks, right? Or steak sandwich. Cheesesteak. Is it cheesesteak or Philly steak? Cheesesteak. Okay. So I'm going to get all these out of the packaging here, get them laid out, and we'll cut them up. Hey, is a steak missing? I thought I had 6. Dewey? Oh, okay. Never mind. False alarm. I thought maybe Dewey got a steak. So I'm just going to cut these down to size, kind of like a diced size, so that we can cook them up. You see they got a little bit of water in them. That'll happen when they freeze. Yeah, they also may have been injected with 10% water product. You never know. But you know what? That'll cook off. I'm just going to get these diced up into squares so they'll cook quickly and evenly. I think authentically they throw the entire steak on the grill and then kind of shred it up with their spatula, but I don't have a big flat top grill, so I'm just going to do it this way. All right, there's half our steaks. Get those in a bowl. Stampede! Shred up the other ribeyes. So I have a total of 6 in here. So 6, 3.5, that's 7 times 3, 21. So that's, not quite a pound and a half of ribeye. And this is actually pretty lean meat. And looking at it, I mean, it looks like a ribeye. It's just really thin, which I think will work to our advantage in this case. We'll try and get 2 really good full-sized sandwiches out of this. And John Eats Cheap, I eat cheap, but I always insist on real butter and real cheese. But to make this authentic, we got to use the whiz. So I didn't even get the grocery store brand knockoff whiz. I got the real stuff. It was on sale for $1.50 off, so I took advantage of that. All right, we're heating up the pan, so we're going to get our 49-cent loaf of Jimmy John's French bread. I wrapped it up so it would stay fresh because I bought it yesterday on the way home from work. Oh, yeah, that's doing well. So we'll get 2 big cheesesteak sandwiches out of this. We're just going to slice them and then split them to fold them open and get them ready for some delicious cheesesteak sandwiches. All righty. Bread is ready. Let's get to cooking on the stove. First up, I'm going to just saute some onions because I like some onions. My son doesn't, so I do them, as they say in Philly, wit onions. So I just diced them up, going to saute them in a little butter. Not for very long, just a few minutes, get them a little bit soft. And we'll start heating up our cooking pan for the steak. I'm just going to put a medium high or so. We'll get ready to drizzle just a little bit of oil in there. Now we're making the one today is the homemade Pats. In Philadelphia is the big thing between Gino's and Pat's. Gino's and Pat's. Different cheesesteak sandwiches. They're right across the street from each other. My son was in Philly for work, so he went down there and tried them both. He determined Pat's is the best of the 2, or that's the one he preferred. So that's the one we're making. All right, I'm just about a tablespoon of butter sauteing those onions. I'm just going to add a little bit of pepper and a little bit of salt in there. And we'll stir those up. Oh yeah, that is going to be cheesesteak with onions. Now heating up the pan here, we're just going to put just a little bit of vegetable oil in that pan. Just enough to cover the bottom, or coat the bottom. We don't want it covered with oil. The big cheesy ingredient, Cheese Whiz, authentic. We're going to heat it up, warm it up a little bit. Because in Philly, they do it warm. So we'll just put some in a ramekin, because I don't want to heat up the whole jar. There you go. Whiz for two. Onions are doing well. Get the entire bottom coated. Can't have a dry spot. Come on, one dry spot. There. All right, the onions are sauteed. I'm going to do about half of our $1 ribeye. Well, this is going to be a meat-packed sandwich, I'm telling you. Better add a little salt, a little pepper. Now we just make a lot of clinking noise and cook that stuff up. Woo! Yeah, that'll cook up quick. I turned it up to medium high. We want to cook all the liquid off of there. Get rid of all the red. Our whiz is warmed and molten. Onions are done. Bread is ready. Almost done. Of course, anytime you cook in a good metal pan with a heavy spatula, you gotta make lots of noise so it sounds like you're really working. I just want that liquid to cook off. Maybe shred these up a little bit more. Make them a little bit smaller. So we're just cooking the liquid off. It's about gone. We're just going to get this in the shape of the sandwich, right there in the middle. And take our cheap bread and just kind of dome over it. Let it steam and get a little soft. Now sometimes too, if you're using provolone cheese or a slice of American cheese or something, you will put that on the meat and then put the bread on top. But we're going to do whiz on top. All right, things are done. Got our onions, got our steamed bun. Ooh, that is nice and soft in there. So now we're going to get our meat out, throw it in the sandwich. They usually, they have a flat top, they scoop it all up in one, but I'm not on a flat top, so this way will work just fine. Gotta get all that meat in there. And we're doing this with onions, as they say in Philly. I want to get every last piece of that dollar ribeye. With onions, so I'm going to put my onions on there. Spilled a little bit. Let's use them all. And now, the whiz. This might be kind of hard to drizzle on here. Oh no, it's whiz. It'll go right on there. Load that baby with whiz. All right, there it is. An authentic Pat's Philly steak sandwich using Dollar Tree $1 ribeye steak. I'm ready for a taste test. So we have Dollar Tree $1 ribeye. I've got probably 3 ribeyes in here, so that's $3. I've got the half of a 49-cent loaf of day old Jimmy John's bread. Onion, negligible. That was like a quarter of an onion. That's like worth 20 cents. And Cheese Whiz. Now, the taste test. Those Dollar Tree ribeyes are great for cheesesteak sandwiches. Look at that, the little pieces. That's perfect. Sautés up nicely. Did this quick and cheap and authentic. Thanks for watching John Eats Cheap. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube below.